My guys are kind of working with them, but it is Murfreesboro City's investigation. Unfortunately, last night I was on the phone at the time with the county commissioner talking about county business when I heard what appeared to be shots fired out in front of my house. I fell to the ground and realized what was going on and called my wife, told her to get the kids upstairs. It startled me, for my kids' sake and my wife's sake, because me in my position, I expect things, but for my family to be put in this and for someone to do that, it definitely shakes me up, shakes my wife up for our kids' sake.
Did any shots at your home at all?
Not that we could see last night, but Murfreesboro City, as far as I know, is going back out to the house today to go back over and look at the house to see what they can find, as far as I know.
Did you, your wife, and kids stay the night at the house? Or?
Yes, we did stay at the house.
Are they upping the patrols around your neighborhood?
I know that we at the sheriff's office have, and I think the city has, upped the patrol as well. Right now, there's been a deputy pretty much stationed at my house, and I'm going to review that today with my staff at staff meeting about, whatever my wife and kids are at home, there may be a deputy permanently stationed there. I'm going to talk with them about it because, again, my wife and kids don't deserve that.
Do you personally have could think of any motive of why anybody would shoot shots outside your house?
I don't know why. Other than me being in my position, the chief law enforcement officer of the county, I try to do the best job I can each and every day. You do make people mad when you do your job. So that's the only thing I could think of is, just me in my position as a whole.
Hey, Sheriff, were all the casings found in front of your house or just scattered up and down that street?
You can see, y'all probably already been out there, you can see where the city of Murfreesboro spray painted on the ground where those casings were. So, you can see kind of a trail actually.
Yeah. Other people.
There's always a concern in any community of anybody doing anything at any time. So, do I feel that they did this because of where I live? I think that's it. I don't think of it being anywhere else. I mean, anybody can do anything at any time.
Have you given any thought to just kind of that kind of a headline, how it looks nationally? I mean, we've seen a lot of instances where people in law enforcement have been specifically targeted at violence.
Well, that's actually what I thought about. Once I kind of figured everything out, with everything since that happened since the Super Bowl, and with law enforcement as a whole, I mean, I think we've lost 5 to 7 officers, 5 deputies, sheriffs, since Sunday's Super Bowl. That's what I'm thinking. Here's another target on law enforcement. Well, you have Beyonce's video and how that's kind of led over into other things, it seems like, about law enforcement.
Have you given any, have you spoken to deputies, other people in the Sheriff's Department, other people in law enforcement about perhaps being more vigilant right now?
We're always vigilant. We have to be that way all the time, any time. Whenever you put on this uniform, we all know as soon as you put this uniform on every day, you're a target. Unfortunately for this incident, me being in my position and a law enforcement officer, I'm just a bigger target as an elected official and the chief law enforcement officer of the county.
How often do you receive any threats, or have you received any threats?
I haven't received any in a while. I get them. We get them here at the sheriff's office every so often, and we'll try to up our patrols and up. I always try to be vigilant about my surroundings whenever I go out and I'm talking in the community. I've had incidences where I've let my guard down, and so I have to always be vigilant about what I'm doing and where I'm at. Just like any other police officer or deputy sheriff anywhere in this country. I understand it. I'm the one that stood on the street corner and begged for this job. My kids and my wife just supported me to do it and let me do it. So for them to be for this to happen at my house, it bothers me tremendously because of the hurt that it puts on the family, and you know, the strain. There's already enough strain being elected, being a cop, you know, and different things going on in life. You've got those strains, and then you come out, and now you've got somebody who comes down through the neighborhood and shoots what I perceive to be directed towards me. And I hate it from my neighbors. You know, most of my neighbors, well, all of my neighbors are great people. They keep to themselves. You know, I think they like it that I live in the neighborhood because, you know, they do see the extra patrols and stuff. But then you have something like this happen, and now they're worried for their own safety because now they live next to me. So I hate it for my neighbors as well. Looking at the scene, what I see is they're all on the right-hand side of the road, on the right-hand side of the road. Yeah. And so a gun normally puts its cartridge on the right. When it discharges, it always goes out to the right. So that just tells me that it was a passenger. Now, I don't know anything other than that. That's just what it tells me.
This entire office takes pride in the amount of and quality of attention that we give each and every one of our patients. Hands down, seeing people's overall lives change because of the change we're making to their bodies physically is by far the most rewarding aspect of what we do here every day.
You know you're innocent, you ain't gonna want to take an offer for something you didn't do, but then you have to live with that offer that you take. So, like, whether it been